Please welcome to our stage leadership capacity strategist and author, Princess Castleberry.
Good morning, Cvent. Good morning. I am a Detroit lady, so I have to give you the official Detroit greeting. What up, though? How y'all doing? As you heard, my name is Princess Castleberry, and I'm so excited to be closing out this epic experience. You have been immersed all week in the most sophisticated technology in the world. But before we dive into that, I know you have been asking all week one simple question, which is also a very complicated question. What do we do next? Where do we go next with this? You learn so much and you have to go back into your organizations and you're gonna have to lead some very serious conversations to make next happen. And that's what I'm here to help you do. But before we can dive into what is next for AI in our industry, we have to talk about our current state, where things are already landing. Now, I know a thing or two about leadership capacity and about leading organizations, some of the toughest organizations in highly regulated industries and some conservative organizations that push back on advancement and change, and some that once the hose is open, there's no turning back. I've worked in every type of organization and led through change and navigated crises. And so I understand a bit about what you might be returning to. So I would be remiss not to share the state, the general state, aside from technology, of what leaders are dealing with. Inside our organizations, trust in immediate managers has fallen to a record low of 29% globally. 71% of leaders, since ascending to their latest roles, are feeling the pressure and stress of burnout. And I'm not talking about the burnout that just gets you exhausted on the weekends. I'm talking about burnout that leads to changes in how you make decisions. Burnout is advanced stage chronic stress. So leaders are dealing with that. And then also when we look at people who are emerging leaders, not young, but emerging into their next leadership roles, 49% of those leaders say they do not have strong or healthy conflict skills. So now you put that together, those stats, those staggering feelings, and you have a real recipe for stress. And then the world said, and AI on top of that. So our current state is low trust, high stress, eroding conflict skills, and artificial intelligence, one of the most powerful forces, and it's an exponential force. And one of the things that I want to challenge that I've heard on many stages around the country and around the world is that AI is just a tool. You hear that all the time. Just think of it like a tool. And what I'm telling you is that when you reduce something as epic, as revolutionary, as divisive, as artificial intelligence down to a tool, you can miss the moment that a platform and an opportunity like this actually creates. AI has the power and is already revolutionizing every aspect of how we lead, live, and play, and more importantly, how we run our businesses. I believe because of the things I've shared, we are in a leadership capacity crisis. And that's why I created this system. The system is called Live, Lead, and Build Leverage. And it teaches leaders 6 extraordinary capacity builders, how we are going to continue to make great decisions. Because let's see who agrees with this. I believe that leaders only do 2 things. I believe that leaders are responsible for making great and consistent decisions and getting other people to, to be influenced by them and follow those decisions. Is leadership more than that? Great, consistent decisions and influence. But we cannot have the influence that we need when we are in an elevated state of stress all the time. And that's exactly what AI has created. And I believe that the solution to that is one of the parts of my capacity building system, which is that we have to integrate technology with discipline. Now, as was introduced to you, I spent the first 22 years of my career as an enterprise manager. I was risk manager. I was literally a professional problem solver across several Fortune 500s. I've worked in insurance brokerage, I've worked in construction, and then in the global staffing industry at an organization with over 750,000 employees, permanent and temporary. So we had a very complex workforce. So I've seen lots of things. So the first thing I like to do when I hit the stage is find out where my friends are. Please raise your hand if you are a risk manager.